In this video, we're going to go over the EB3 visa processing times. It is August 25th, 2025, and we're going to look at the September Visa Bulletin. We're going to talk about the fiscal year for the Visa Bulletin, why it's slow in the summer, why we see jumps ahead in October, November, and we're also going to cover the PERM processing time and I-140 processing time in addition to the Visa Bulletin. And as always, we'll show you how you can do this yourself. So the first step in the EB3 visa process is the PERM Labor Certification. So you can just Google PERM processing time, and the first result should be the US Department of Labor.gov, and it looks just like this. So I'm going to shrink my head, and you want to scroll down until you see PERM processing times. Make a note of the date. This is about 10 days ago, and you want to look for, under processing queue, look at analyst review, and look under the priority date. Now, the priority date is the date that your PERM was filed with the Department of Labor. That's your priority date. That's very important. So right now, what this means is that the Department of Labor is approving or certifying PERM applications that were filed in May of 2024. So it's August of 2025. So June, July, August. So we're looking at around 14 to 15 months right now. So PERM processing time is about 14 to 15 months. Step 2 of the EB3 visa process is the I-140. That's the filing with USCIS, and that is where the employer shows they have the ability to pay the offered wage, and if there are any requirements for the position, that the beneficiary possesses those requirements. So just Google I-140 processing time, and you're looking for the first organic result. It should be uscis.gov. So just click on processing time. You'll see this verifying you're a human, and this is what the screen should look like. You're going to come down, and we're going to select under form, we're going to select I-140. Under category, we're going to do unskilled worker EB-3. And for the field office or service center, you can start with Texas, and we'll check Nebraska in a minute. So this has really been slowing down. About a year ago, it was about 8 months. Now it's almost double, 14.5 months. And this is after USCIS has raised the fees. So what is going on with USCIS? They are not doing their job. They're going too slow. So that is the Texas Service Center where most petitions get filed. And if you want to look at Nebraska, it's 10.5 months. Now, normally it's going to get filed with Texas, and sometimes they will do an internal workforce transfer to the Nebraska Service Center. That's how that works. So step 2, that's the I-140, about 14 months right now. The final step, we look at the Visa Bulletin, and you can just Google Visa Bulletin, and you want to look for the US Department of State.gov. This is what it looks like. And then the website, you can see the current Visa Bulletin and the upcoming Visa Bulletin. Let's click on September. We're going to scroll down past family sponsored to employer sponsored. So look for employment-based preferences. And there are 2 tables. Table A is final action dates, and Table B is dates for filing. So every month when we do this, we click on that little link, and that tells us which table to look at. So for next month, which is September employment-based, you must use the final action dates chart. So we're going to come back, and that is chart A, the final action dates chart. And because we work in the EB3 realm, other workers is what we look at. So in the employment-based column, we're going to look at other workers, and we're going to come over to, under all chargeability areas, we're going to look at the date. This is what's called a cutoff date. And what it means is that if your priority date is, which is the date that your PERM was filed, is before this date, and this is day, month, year, so this is July 8th, 2021. If your priority date is before this date, then that's great news. You can proceed to either adjustment of status or the final step of consular processing, which is the consular interview. And you'll see that Mexico and Philippines are separated out, but really it's the same date. So they're included. China and India, unfortunately, have bigger backlogs. So this is the cutoff date. Now, it's important to note, we're going to go back one step. September is the end of the year for the State Department. It's called the end of their fiscal year. And so in about 2 or 3 weeks, when the October Visa Bulletin comes out, we expect to see, normally, hopefully, cross your fingers, we expect to see a jump forward. So we want to see like 2022 or 2023 would be fantastic. It's kind of a black box secret algorithm. They don't really, the people in charge at the State Department of putting out the visa bulletin. They're just making guesses based on how many applications they think are in the pipeline at all the embassies around the world and at USCIS. And so it's really an inexact science. But for us, we want to see this number come forward, come more current. Just a little bit of education. U means unavailable. You never want to see that. And C means current. And you always want to see that because that means that there's no restriction. You can file your adjustment of status right away, or you're going to get your counselor interview right away. So that is a quick run through on how to check your EB3 processing times, PERM, I-140, and the visa bulletin. If this was helpful to you and added any value, this is what we do. We try to do educational videos at EB3.Work on our YouTube channel. So certainly subscribe if that's what you're into, and like the video because it tells the algorithm that this is good content. Anyway, thanks so much. Appreciate you. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. We'll try to answer every single one of them, and we'll see you in the next video.